Dating Diaries, our new, did you guys see our new intro?
Did you see? Did you see? Did you see?
Did you see?
Happy New Year!
Did you see? Where are our people? Our people are late to the party. People are late to the party. It's all good though. It's all good. Um, well, first of all, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Likewise, Happy New Year to you and everyone out there. Today is the first. Today is the first day of the rest of our lives.
It is. It is. You always say that this is, we're not going backwards. So this is the youngest that we will ever be. Moving forward, this is the youngest that we will be. So, hey, if not now, when? You know what I
Exactly.
mean? If not now, when? I hope you guys saw our brand new intro. We're excited about um this season. This is going to be a lot different. Hey, Naomi. Hey, Toya. We're going to be doing things a little bit different this season. But as always, this show is all about dating dilemmas, disasters, and deal breakers. What's up, C Dub?
See that? What up? What up?
Man, first off, before we get into the dating disasters, deal breakers, and dilemmas, I want to just say that I have, you know, I am enjoying New Year's with my family.
Mm-hmm.
We have my bonus daughter and her husband, and the baby are here.
Okay, I didn't know the baby was.
Baby here in the house. He is adorable. I think everybody is in love with the little one.
Okay.
But it just this year we stayed in. They got in probably like around 9, so we immediately sat down to eat because they were driving from out of town, and so we sat down to eat, and then we watched Dick Clark's um, Rockin' New Year's Eve. We saw TLC. I hope some of you guys out there saw the performance that TLC did. Actually, they had quite a few, like Fat Joe, Ja Rule,
I saw
Alanis
that.
Morissette. I'm a big Alanis Morissette fan. So it was a great way to bring in the new year, but it was not usually like usually we do something. Actually, I missed the midnight kiss. I did. We kissed maybe 20 minutes after.
Is that a part? I didn't know that was
You're supposed to bring it in kissing your significant other. And what happened is my son-in-law was with my husband, and bonus daughter was upstairs. I was downstairs, so we were all apart. But my husband and his son-in-law did ring in the new year right next to each other. So maybe their relationship is going to be very close.
okay. I'll take that.
Did you have a kiss this morning?
I kissed the pillow this morning. Let me tell you something. I went out last year with y'all
Yeah.
and the friends, and that was the first time I was out in a couple years. I'm not a New Year's Eve. I'd rather be in the house, say
Yeah.
a prayer. I was watching something on Netflix, and then I realized it was 12:04. Then at 12:05, I said a prayer, and that was the end of that.
There you go. But we're here, and I would rather spend it with family. And I do always think that New Year's Eve, because it has such a reputation for there being like drunk drivers out. And so my son was out, my daughter was out. My daughter actually DJ'd last night, same place we were last year.
Okay.
And shout out to ATL.
Out there, TL.
She DJ'd, and my son went out, I think, to MJQ, and then so he stayed out because we didn't want him to drive. He was like, I'm not going to drive, after being out. And then this morning when he came home, he actually he got into an accident on the way home. So um, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day may not be good times to be on the road, but I'm thankful. I'm just, conditioning myself to always look at the positive, and I'm thankful that my son is okay.
Safe and sound.
We can replace the car, hopefully sooner rather than later, but he's okay. And yeah, and we got a chance, like I said, to spend time with our family. So I'm thankful for that. And yeah.
Can I say now? You know, I had a medical condition. I've had it for like a week now.
You did. You did. And you told me that the test was going to be when you got in your car to see if you had recovered.
Yesterday, I felt tip top shape. I felt
Okay.
maybe 90% better, right?
Okay.
I think in feeling that, I didn't leave the house, but I did too much because I'm working on some things around the crib, and I think I did too much. So,
What were you were you using a hammer and nails? Like what type of work around
hammer and nails. I was putting up some wall panel. You know, getting ready for some stuff I got coming up that you're a part of as well. So, you know, I had some stuff coming from Amazon, and I was feeling better. So I'm standing on top of chairs. I'm doing this and doing that, and I felt decent. I felt pretty good.
Okay.
But it was the end of the evening. That's when I started to feel the pain. But as I went to sleep, I'm thinking this is going to wake up and feel better. I felt worse. And for all that don't know, how do you say it?
It's sciatica.
Sciatica. Now listen, I don't know why y'all people because I talked to C-Dub today. He had it when we first moved down here at 21 years old.
Yeah.
Just hearing about this thing, man.
I had a bout with sciatica in my late 30s. And I had a bout with it. My mom is having some trouble with it. Like I have another friend of ours. It's a serious situation. It is a serious situation. Let us know in the chat. Have you ever dealt with sciatica, which is it's like a back. It affects your spinal, your back and back and your spine, and actually the nerves that go down into your leg. It can be really. It's a serious situation.
Man, let me tell you, come from a tailbone going down to my left thigh to my knee. I feel the pain. Now, yesterday, I felt today, that's a come, you know, I know we were supposed to do something early. I'm kind of glad I would have went and just see if I would have pulled through it.
Yeah.
I didn't, and I wind up going back doing the exercises. So this is what I've learned. I'm doing too much. So once you do exercises, even if you're feeling 100%, still take it easy and pace yourself. Don't overdo it. And I think that's what happened. So I have a treadmill, so I wind up getting on my treadmill, doing a couple exercises. I'm feeling better. I have a chair. You can't see it on camera because the last time we were on camera, let me tell you something. I had to. It was ugly. Me sitting too.
And you had on the red pajamas.
I did. It was ugly.
I did not know that you were struggling.
Right now you can't tell, but to get up, and it said about every 15, 20 minutes, get up and stretch. So we were here for like a little over 2 hours. And man, when I tell you, I had to use, I got it here just in case. I used this chair like a walker to get to the other side, and I was going up, walking up. It was horrible.
Can y'all picture Mo getting up with the chair? What's up, D Glove? Darika says she has sciatica, went to a chiropractor for a few months, no more problems, and I deadlift now. So don't let it get you down. That's great. See, I've never, knock on some wood, I have not had it again. But I did want to say, for those of us of a particular age, I fell off one of my horses, not Zuri, but another horse, a few years ago. And it was really bad. I was getting on him, and I got on, he took off, and then I went over the back. Like and then my tailbone hit the ground. And I mean, woo. So I go to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "What are you doing riding horses at your age?" And I was like, "First of all, ma'am, I'm not that old." You know what I mean? She just was, and then she said, "Well, you know, at your age, you could bend over and pick up a cat and strain your back." And I was like, that's rude. Because there's a lady at my barn that's 80 years old that rides. I plan to be that lady. Okay. But yes. But anyway, she did tell me that you can mess up your back by not stretching. Someone said stretching is really important. That's the most important thing. And then the doctor the chiropractor showed me, you know, you guys know I'm an animal person. My dog, Sugar Pie, who is right here with me right now, Sugar Pie wakes up every morning and the first thing she does is she stretches it out because they know that that's what they're supposed to do. I mean, it's instinct. And so we have to, you know, we have to make sure that we're stretching. To you, as stretching is an ice therapy. Make sure that you're stretching because that sciatica is no joke. And we don't want you to be, using a walker in the house, Mo.
And listen, even today, I stayed in the crib today. I've been in the house. I'm on vacation. I've been in the house ever since then. I think I just stepped out to go to the store. But just definitely stretching. Definitely going to keep my wallet in my front pocket for a while because I heard that can help the weight and the balance.
Yeah, put you off balance. We don't realize that. That's, you know, I know we got to move to our dating issue. No, I think that we don't realize how fearfully and wonderfully our bodies are made, right? Because our body works to keep us safe and to keep us, you know, sustained. And sometimes we don't realize that sitting on a wallet, especially because some men's wallets are really thick, that little bit of off balance can make your back, you know, fall out of alignment. And, you know, there you go. Now, I also want to ask you, I did not know that you were handy.
Yeah.
I've never seen that side.
You see around me now. I'm building another section on the other side. I got more and more stuff coming in. And yeah.
I've never seen this side of, I've never seen in all our years of friendship, I've never seen you.
When I'm a creative. So
you are creative. I've seen you draw and paint, but I've never seen you take to hammer and nails.
It's all the same. That I can. If I mean, when was it a chance to display it for?
I don't know. I just never saw you as the kind that could pick up something heavy and put it together. Those are good. Those are good husband traits.
I'm low key. I'm low key husband material. Low key
husband material. I think that was one of the things I knew my husband, that Adrian was husband material, because he came over to my house and a fan wasn't working, and I was asking him, and he didn't say anything. He just fixed the fan, and I wanted to just take off my clothes.
And there you have
it. I didn't, but that's what I was thinking. Speaking of that, we want to ask, we do have a great, I actually ran into one of our subscribers. I went to the comedy, there was a New Year's Eve comedy showcase with Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hughley, Dion Cole, and Earthquake. And it was a great time this past Sunday. Went with our good friends, Melissa and DP. Great time. And ran into one of our subscribers who promised me that she was going to send in her dating disaster story. Right. And I told her, I said, don't lie to me now, because I want to make sure you do it. And so she did. She sent it in. And so we're going to get to that in just a minute. I'm excited to read this because I was not expecting this. But thank you so much, Molly B, for sending this in as we kick off the new year with dating disasters. We have a great story that is a little bit different. But I want to give you a dating disaster that I had. You guys know I like holidays. So I never want to go out with someone on New Year's that I don't like, because you think you want to have this kiss at 12 o'clock. Let me just say that I accidentally went out with someone that I wasn't really into because it was a great opportunity.
Do tell.
Well, I don't like bad kisses. And I had a really bad kiss. And I was like, you know what? I'm never doing this again. If I can't be with at least a good kisser, I'm not going to do it on New Year's. Don't go out with someone that you're dreading the clock striking 12. I was dreading it. And the kiss was horrible. Horrible kiss.
One of those where they wet up all this down there.
He was one of those kind that darts the tongue in, like darts it in, like a snake. Yeah, like, yeah. Yeah. Just get, and you know how when when you don't really want to do it, and then then the person is locked in, then they, they just come in and yeah.
That's a deal breaker for me.
It is. Me too. Because I feel like kissing shows you compatibility.
Rhythm. The rhythm.
Rhythm, yeah. And if you are sloppy and I'm not, if you're sloppy and have a lot of extra spit, I told you guys about the Skittle juice. Yeah, the guy had ate too much Skittles, and it was just that was my first kiss. I've had a lot of bad experiences. Kissing those frogs to get to the prince could be kind of rough, but yeah, I had a bad kiss on New Year's Eve, and I was like, I won't. I'm not going to go into the Skittle juice, but I'm telling you, I never forgot that. This one wasn't as bad, but it was just annoying. Like he just, oh. Yeah. Do you have any bad New Year's Eve date stories?
I talked about it on the show, if y'all recall. Go back.
That's not the holiday one with the crazy person, right?
No, it's the one with the she was sick and it didn't come out one way, it came out the other way.
Oh God, the Freaknik story.
Well, I met her on Freaknik.
You met her at Freaknik, and then she came back later. For those of you that do not remember that story,
yeah,
Mo dated a girl, went out on a date with a girl that ended up.
Well, I met them at the spot, and then she was leaving her friends to come home with me about 4 something in the morning. And the woman was she had on white for some reason, but headed back to my apartment, which was probably from from where I was at to Chesapeake, probably about 30-35 minutes. And we got on Memorial Drive and trying to race to, I'm cracking the windows because she was like, I need some air, and I should have stopped. And I thought she was going to throw up, but it came out the other end. When I tell you, smelling up the car, I had a Montero Forest Green Jeep that I rented for the weekend because they were coming in town. And this is the beeper days. I'm trying to call her friends.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Had to put out her clothes, throw her in the shower. She was embarrassed. She hid up under the covers the whole morning till her friends came. It was disgusting.
That's wild. That is wild. Yeah, that story is probably the worst. You probably win for the worst dating disaster ever.
And I didn't get nothing, of course.
Well, did you want something after that?
Before the throw up, but not after.
I meant after the runs.
But she was only coming for, I would talk to this chick like once or twice a month for like 6 months.
Trying to lock in, seal the deal.
Damn right.
So let me ask you a question and be honest. Be honest on this first day of 2025.
I'm gonna keep it real. What's up?
If after she had her accident and she got in the shower, if she had come to and cleaned herself up, would you still have done something? I feel like the answer is yes.
Look, well, it depends on how I thought she was. Because here's the thing, this is the nervous part about me. Anytime a woman is that intoxicated, I don't want her to mistaken it as me taking something from her.
What if she because most time when you get in the shower, you sober up because
it felt like she was sober, but I wouldn't have done what I wanted to do.
What did you want to do?
Oh, one of the things, the main thing, I would have liked to receive some oral compensation. But she already was sick, so I didn't want it to come out that end either. So, I might have took it down.
I think you would have.
I might have took it down.
And that would have made the story even.
Did I clean her up? I cleaned her up real good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Say you cleaned her up and then she helped and then she was clean. You still would have been in the mood. Ladies, that lets us know that there is nothing that will stop a man. And that is crazy.
It's possible.
That is really crazy.
I was in my 20s. What you want me to do?
I don't know if that matters. Miss Pretty Amazing says, I went out with my girls one year for New Year's Eve. These guys tried to talk to us, but we declined, so they threw champagne bottles at us. I haven't gone out on New Year's Eve since. Yikes. But that is, that is, you got to be careful when you turn a guy down, because men's egos, man, they get real.
And it sounded like they were already drinking, so
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get to our dating disaster, and trust me, you guys are going to want to hear this. So make sure that you share and stay tuned in. We're going to go to we've been talking about these pop the balloon sessions. And so we have a pop the balloon segment. And I broke this into two pieces because I want us to talk about the situation here. We're going to be a lot more honest this year. We're going to be just sharing information that we think is important. And I think this is a good example of several different issues when it comes to dating. So let's watch this first piece of the pop the balloon segment, and we'll talk after that.
I get your name and age, please.
I'm Willie Fee, and I'm 42.
Okay, Willie.
Yes.
Why did you pop?
Yeah, I'm 42. I know.
You don't look like it.
Thank you.
You don't.
Thank you.
Okay. Why did you pop your balloon, Willie?
One, her age. She's 25.
Okay.
You got a lot of more living to go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Let's start right there. First of all, this young lady was 25. Willie was 42. Is it just me, or does it look like their ages were reversed?
It did. It
looked like she was 42 and he was 25.
Exactly. And she knew that.
Well, she was surprised that he was 42. He was probably surprised that she was 25. But what I liked about that, just as this is we're starting, how many 42-year-olds do you think would turn down? I know you would. Well, you're not 42, but I know you talk about age. When he said she's 25, she has a lot more learning, that won't work for me at 42. I was like, good for Willie. Yeah. Because a lot of 42-year-old men are looking for a 25-year-old girl.
That part. Yep. Unfortunately. And when I hear the reasons why, I get it. I just can't do it. But I get the reasons why sometimes. I really do.
What are those reasons?
Some of it's good and some of it's bad. Some of it they just plain want to take advantage. Let's get that. Of you not knowing, being young enough, not experienced enough, you haven't lived enough to decipher bullshit from real stuff. So I'm about to give you this bullshit. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But another thing is, she's going to automatically look up to him. You know what I mean? She's going to automatically, in some cases, come in there with the leadership, like open for a leader. She's not going to shut it off. She's going to assume that you're a leader off the bat, or you know more than her. And she's going to follow a lot of times.
Unless you are an idiot of a 42-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah. But
I've seen older men with younger women, and the younger woman has her stuff together. And after a while, when she comes, say she's with him from like 25 to 30, and then she's like, she realizes that he's on some BS. So I think, yes, you come into a situation where you could be the leader, but if you don't lead, it is easier to manipulate, obviously.
But the wrong guy, he don't care. He's just banking on what he's banking on. So he's not, any guy that would do that anyway is already on the wrong side of it anyway. So he's just trying to, maybe lock you down with a baby, especially if you're doing good.
Yeah, and you look great. And if you look really good, because he wants to eliminate the competition. I also think I've heard men say, and I'll ask you to speak to this. I've heard men say that a 25-year-old has not been hurt, and she don't have baggage.
Right. That's another thing. That eyes are wide open. They haven't had the bumps and bruises of just life in general. And once again, these are guys, preying on, he's already.
These are the guys that are going to deliver the bumps and bruises, that have the nerve to be like, I don't want anyone. I want to beat some people up, and then I want to find someone that has no scars. Like
it could be that, or it could be I messed up. It's most likely that, but
it's most likely that.
I've already, people make mistakes and people learn and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this right, but I'm gonna do this right with someone who's gonna at least hear me out. Or
I'm gonna mess over a bunch of women, and then I'm gonna get me a fresh one from. I'm gonna pick me a fresh flower after I have damaged many other women.
Right. It's no different than I have anybody that's did anybody wrong. I don't put it on women. I don't want to go back and forth on that, but just
right.
So I might have been, as I say, a loose woman out here and discarded men and did what I did and stuff around. But now I want me a good guy.
I probably, had some children have a few baby daddies, and now I want to find me a good one to take care of me and my children.
Seasoned guys, they already know what it is. So who's going to do it? I give you an example, Drea. You see what I'm saying?
We've talked about Drea before, but the crazy thing is, there is a buttoned up square guy that would happily, even knowing all Drea's disasters and red flags, he would happily sign up for the foolishness.
Because though she's lived, he hasn't.
That's true.
That's the thing.
I think it's important to get someone to live. I do want to read this little quote, and then we're going to go back to the pop of the balloon. It says, y'all have ruined all the women who dated for love. Now y'all are stuck for the ones who date for money. And I thoroughly believe that. I thoroughly believe a lot of times the good girls get hurt early on. Good guys get hurt early on. And then, everybody else is just taking advantage or dealing with, the folks that are out here playing games. But all right, let's go back to our clip, because I thought it was interesting that, number one, a 42-year-old said he didn't want to date a 25-year-old. Now, as this goes on, he gets a little bit more.
Can I say something, though?
Yes.
They know the range, because I told you I was offered to be on one of these shows. They tell you the range.
So what's the range?
Well, I don't know his situation.
Yeah, this is a clip, but she's 25 and he's 42. But I'm assuming there are a lot of women, there are a lot of men that are his age that do like dating younger women.
Right. I just believe because the way she looked, he wasn't with that one, and that was his excuse.
You think that's what it is? Okay, that could be true. But I do just want to go down by saying she looked 42 and he looked 25. I just want to put that out there.
I'm not particular. I hate your shoes. Them shoes ain't shit. I hate them.
That's fine.
I hate them. I don't know why they let you wear them. I don't like your outfit.
You don't have to, baby.
Yeah, you probably a good person, but that outfit say
that is fine.
Hollywood beauty. They got face tattoos, baby. Who are you, Glow? Real look like I don't understand. Why do you have all the face
Glow
tattoos?
don't even got face tattoos.
Why you got all
so
face
how?
Them kids?
Huh?
Them kids?
No, I don't have kids.
I'm saying, like, so what? Tell me about the face tattoos.
My mama passed away.
Okay.
Okay.
My mom passed away too, and I got her on my body, but not on my face. So
it don't matter. We two different people.
Yeah, okay. But God got it. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he do.
Okay.
Median to start off with. Let's clear that up.
Yeah, no, you could tell. You could tell because otherwise that would have been sassy behavior. No, I mean it's not sassy behavior because he's a comedian. So with him saying like that outfit is saying, Hollywood Beauty, which is a beauty store. But this is my thing, and I want to ask. I think he definitely took it a little too far.
He did.
I don't think he had to be that hateful. I hate your shoes. But I also think, who is teaching these girls how to get dressed? And if you are 20, she said she didn't have any kids. If you have no children and you are 25, ma'am.
Now she looked like she done had a couple. Seriously.
No, I agree. That was like, I did not expect her to say she didn't have any children. And I understand that the food is bad and the young women are not working out. Y'all need to watch Ashley. What is Ashley's name? I love Ashley. Like, if you don't have any kids and you're 25, you have no excuse for your midsection to look like that. No, ma'am. You get in that gym. And then if it does look like that, you will cover it up and belt it. You cover it up and belt it. You put on a shirt. No. I'm serious. You put on like a sweater, you belt it. The belt brings the waist in, gives you some curvature, even if you don't have that. You don't just leave it out there like that. You don't do that. I'm sick of women out here with stomachs hanging out and the stomach is not right. If your stomach is not on flat, then cover it up. Jayla says maybe she has a stress belly. Well, guess what?
What? Listen,
stress bellies are not for show.
She is built like she lives in a pineapple under the sea. Explain something to you. What the outfit? Why would you wear this?
Why?
Come on now.
But see, I will say this. Miss Pretty Amazing said she looked like Marceau's side chick.
It's possible. Well, not in the face, but the build.
Anyway, but this is the thing. I know why she had that on, because she went someplace and some dude tried to holler. You people still try to holler at women when the night is late, and that makes women feel like they look good like that.
I disagree. Let me tell you why. Because we've had conversations about women running to the store. They might have dropped their kids off at school, ran into the CVS real quick, looked like that's what she had on. And men try to holler, and women often say, more men try to talk to me like this, than, and that's because, like we said,
I don't think, when I say, I've said that to you, but it's never been like that. If I've had on just like an old jogging suit, right. Yes.
Okay.
But with your stomach out, and I didn't say the young lady was, and I agree, not all of us should be the same size. And I don't believe that women should be getting BBLs and all this kind of stuff. But all I'm saying is every stomach is not to be shown.
Right, because I do want to scratch it. That's what it made me look like. No, but here's the Christal wasn't criticizing so much of her size, or she wasn't dressed appropriate or according to her. You see what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta, to me, you gotta, if you're going on Pop the Balloon, because right. I'm gonna see if I can find this footage of me on this show. It wasn't the Pop the Balloon, but I went on this dating show, this internet dating show, and it was me and two other girls and one guy, right? And the guy had to pick a girl, and he did pick me. But this is why. You go, if you're trying to catch chickens, you put out chicken feed. Like you go to a Pop the Balloon looking attractive and looking like you want to get chosen. That did not look that way. First of all, who wears a cheap flat? We know that men like, to see heels. You don't put on a cheap flat. And if she doesn't have a lot of money, it's not about money. It's about your presentation. That's the problem. If you feel like money is the problem, then that's the problem. It's not money. She could have had the same outfit on just without her stomach showing and with a jacket on or something, or a regular shirt. But a crop top is wild. A crop top is wild without a flat stomach. It just is. And I understand that we want to have body positivity, and I understand that we want to feel good, but everything ain't for everybody. Just like I talked about those slits the other night. I know in my curvy little short, thick black girl stature, I can't wear a slit. I barely have 2 inches of leg. That ain't gonna work on me. And I have thick thighs. So if I put on a slit, that thigh is coming out and it's not going back in. See, with a girl with a skinny thigh or a thin thigh, her thigh will come out and it'll go back. It'll come out. Mine is just going to be like, what up? And it's not going back. It's not going back. My thighs are not going back. They are here. So you can't wear everything. And so I'm not saying anything is wrong with her size. Exactly. McDiana said dresses at Walmart are $15. She could have spent the same amount of money just finding something that was more
That weed,
tasteful.
money she used to smoke weed, looking backwards, and get an outfit from, we said Walmart.
Yeah, I'm not the Target or whatever. That's crazy. I mean, it ain't about money. People always want to say, "Oh, well, she can't afford it." No, that ain't got nothing to do with the affording. It has something to do with the fact that you came out there in a workout uniform and you're not working out. That's not where you wear a workout uniform. You don't wear
He owns a workout uniform. How about that?
That's not where you wear a workout. You put on something that looks attractive. I wouldn't even now, I don't think she should wear jeans, but if a girl wanted to wear jeans and a nice shirt, I would have been cool with that. Cover yourself up so that you look like somebody he would want to choose. I don't think he had to go at her like that, but maybe sometimes people need to hear it that way in order to receive it.
That part.
Dorica said posture makes a difference too. She's sticking her belly out.
But did you see the back too, Dorica? I don't think she had much to, cause she sucked it in for it. Cause it wasn't like the flabby. It was the hard fat. You can't suck in the hard fat. That's what I saw. God bless her, man. I think she needs like a woman. It should be not like an etiquette fancy, but just like a daily etiquette, because that was wrong, man.
Yeah, I think Ashley, I love Ashley. I'm going to start bringing her clips here because she's great. Ashley, what is her last name? If there's any women out, Ashley Dalton, that she helps ladies with the look, and she does a great job. And I'm going to shout her out. I'm a big fan of hers. I'm going to start pulling her clips. I love her clips because she's just honest. Like if you want a certain type of man, if you want to go up there in front of a group of men and they have the ability to pop the balloon, then come like you don't want your balloon popped.
You know what's that's the equivalent of a man sagging. You see what I'm saying? Sagging for this draw song. That's what that is.
Like why if a man came and I was one of the ladies in line and he's sagging, or it also is the equivalent of the men that are a little bit older in age, the seasoned gentlemen who are dressing like they are unseasoned. So you have somebody that has after 45 diabetes belly and he has on skinny jeans and he has the hard fat stomach and it's poking out of his shirt. Like, come on, dude. My balloon is gonna pop. Like, yeah, because we all know that looks are the most important. That's not the most important thing, but it's the thing that we see first. Right. So when you're on to pop the balloon or any dating show, your look is gonna get people. The first thing you're gonna get people. Miss Pretty Amazing says she had a booty do, which is when your stomach sticks out further than your booty do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the equation there, but that's okay. But you don't have to show that. I should not know that she has a booty do. I should not know that, but unfortunately, we all know.
Yeah, that's a tough belt, man, because she's too young for a moo-moo, but at the same time, it's just like you got to find something to drape.
She doesn't need a moo-moo. She just needs a blousey shirt. And again, a belt, a shirt to come down and a belt. You pull it in, you cinch the waist with the belt.
Okay.
Now, let's move on to the next point. Willie said that she had tattoos on her face.
Not sexy.
Why are these women doing this?
I think they want to do, I really started, because I thought about this the other day. I was watching something. They really want to do everything the guys want to do.
That's true. You're right.
Like, I'm really looking at that. Like, I'm not a fan of women in high-top sneakers. I give a pass to young girls in high school because they're in high school, but I'm not a fan of high-top sneakers on women unless you actually play basketball on the weekends or something. But I just didn't grow up with that. Maybe the Reeboks 5411s, little high top joints, and they weren't even a thin cut. But these women are getting the man version of everything and wanting to do everything, even to rapping from Gorilla, her voice. Like they want to do everything that men
They don't want to be feminine.
And it's crazy to me. I hate it.
Yeah. Now I will wear Jordans. I do have several pairs of Jordans.
I hate it.
I'm gonna do it. I will put on a pair of Jordans and jeans in a second. I have no problem with that. And I don't play basketball.
I hate it.
I don't do the Converse ones. The only ones I do are Jordans. I had like a little collection of Jordans for a while.
Unless you go on the hoop.
I'm not ever going to hoop. In fact, I have never hooped.
I hate it.
I've never hooped. But yeah, I don't understand why anyone is getting tattoos on their faces. But I do think that in a lot of ways, women are trying to be like men. And I tell women, you can't beat a man at his game because he's a man. So the best, toughest stud still is not gonna be able to do what a man could do because you're not a man.
Now shout out to all my studs. I do like them. They're entertaining to watch. Shout out to all the studs out there. They are hilarious to me. You ever see the videos where they say they stud name, which I didn't even know they had stud names, and then they say what's their real name? Hilarious.
Yeah, and I also saw a video where they were at a convention. They were like on a boat, and it was a bunch of them.
I saw that.
They were just coming out. Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. I mean, now would you we already know the answer to that. You would.
What?
Would you entertain a manly lesbian?
Like, give me an example. Is she made up? Give me an example. Give me an example.
Queen Latifah.
Now, you know Dana is too big for me. See, you done went to the extreme. You gotta get
Not the extreme. She's not the extreme.
I mean, she too husky around the shoulders. You know I can't do her.
Queen said young M.A.
No, y'all going to the. You gotta get the ones you. Well, I guess if you can't detect.
No, I mean that's the ones. I mean, you want a girly one.
No, because you know what creeped me out. Shout out to and that was funny because I was just watching that today. Watching The Wire. The girl Felicia.
Yes.
The girl that plays.
She don't count.
No. Here's the thing. They showed a picture of her made up. It looks scary. Not scary like you want to do it, but I'm just so used to her and the masculine energy. When they saw a face of her done up, I was just like, ugh. It made it even worse. It took everything. I like her and her stud energy.
Nah. Pretty man says, what about Snoop?
No, I'll tell you who might have had a shot. Just keep it real. The BR.
Breezy?
The Brat.
The Brat. The B to the R-A-T.
Before I knew, I mean, and there's a few, you know, she used to date Allen Iverson.
Yeah, so, we know.
The Brat might have been the closest I would have ever, the early Brat.
What about MC Light?
That's a great question. That's probably, I don't know, because I remember seeing Light in about 90, 91, and her pants were sagging, and that just threw me off in New York. I'll never forget that at a party. I was like, I
think you do it.
But the Brat, it's the
we'll go to the prettiest one.
Is she the prettiest one?
I mean, I think so.
She was the one I didn't know at first, that first year. It wasn't until.
Well, I think somebody asked, is MC Light a stud? She was married to a man. She is no longer.
Right. And then when she got on the Breakfast Club, the question did come up, and she kind of dodged it and said, you know, she's dated people before, and she's, you know, she didn't say it directly, but she said it. So
yeah, and I understand they come from the school of like they don't want to talk about it, right? Because Queen Latifah's never really come out. We just know. we just know. What was her name and set it off? Cleo.
Cleo. She slid in that role real nice.
Cleo. So yeah, Mo, I want to say I think you would do MC Light. I think Queen Latifah just may be able to handle you. So maybe you wouldn't do it because of that.
No, I think Queen Latifah could probably whoop my ass. I wouldn't date a regular woman that was that size, let alone a homosexual woman that was that. Which it's not my weight class.
Christal, did you see Denzel Washington's daughter and her wife? I did. Yeah. And I did. Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah. It's just. I mean, just the elephant in the room is the height. The height.
Hey.
Wild. It's wild.
But think about this. It should be no different than the short guy that likes the tall woman, correct?
I always think that's so weird.
We have a friend that I've seen out with tall women. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
And he likes it like that.
He does, but he's a confident little fella. All right, you guys, let's get to this. Let's get to this.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to this dating disaster. Again, this is from Mally B, one of our subscribers. If you're here, please give us an XO in the chat. Again, it was so great running into her at the comedy show at State Farm Arena this weekend.
Everybody, I met one person. Christal meets all the viewers and listeners.
No, you were hanging out with one during Christmas. Remember, you said you're at your cousin's house.
One, but you meet them. You done been to.
Oh, Mally is here. Okay, girl. All right, so we Mally is here, so we getting ready to get into it.
Let's go.
This is what it is. All right, so I'm gonna read it all, and then we have it in 5 parts, and then we're gonna get into it. Okay, what's up? Hey, you there? All right. In June, I went to Tampa with a friend during the Omega Sci-Fi convocation. I am newly divorced and was down for a girls' trip. Pause.
Exactly. That was already a red flag on the play right there.
A flag on the play. Now, let us explain what the flag is. My college friends and I ran into several. We went to school with Omegas, the Omega Sci-Fi. You guys may know my ex-husband was a member of Omega Sci-Fi. I would not suggest any newly divorced woman, any married woman, any woman with low self-esteem, any woman who's not in a healthy sense of self to go to an Omega Sci-Fi convocation, because what this is it is a gathering of bras from across the country. And they are in a concentrated location, which is going to make it very difficult for a healthy female, let alone someone that's just gone through a troubling time. Now, I do want to tell you all, especially you, Mally, that I happened upon an Omega convocation as a 16-year-old. I did manage to get out of there with my virginity intact. However, it wasn't easy. And I had found a class ring that said it was like class of something 52.
Whoa.
And I put the ring on because I was telling them that my name was Carmen. Anyway, point is, I'll go into that later. But a girlfriend and I, Ebony, we somehow went to the mall, and then we happened to see a bunch of really attractive guys going into a hotel. So we just thought we were trying to be grown and went in there to flirt and got a life-changing experience. But I did leave with my chasteness intact. But all right, so that's my thing, Mally. You had no business being at an Omega Sci-Fi convocation that the girls
freshly divorced. Let's be clear.
Freshly divorced on a girls' trip. That is not. Those are not safe waters.
Definitely not.
All right. So she said, I'm newly divorced and was down for a girls' trip. And then the fact that your girlfriends are getting together to go down to a Q convention is troubling. Right. I met a few Qs while there and stayed in touch with a couple. In the words of Scorpio Moe, I bet you did. All right. One of the guys was really nice. He lived in North Carolina, and I am here in Atlanta. We both were fine with the long distance situation. He was respectful, empathetic, supportive, and all around good dude. He was working on his dissertation for his doctorate, and therefore our communication would be brief, 1 to 2 times via text or call for the first few months. Once he completed his dissertation in October, we began communicating daily. By November, he planned to meet me here in Atlanta. All right. Mo, what are you thinking so far?
I think sounds like the brother was already coming here and he was trying to set up action. So when he gets here, he's good. He's not starting from zero. We tend to do.
That is crazy that y'all do that.
Well, I learned that game from women, by the way.
But you said that you did that with the ladies that you met at Freaknik. Now, she says, I want to give her credit. Mally, you get credit for the fact that this was a an intelligent Q, a Q working on his doctorate. That's a little bit different than an undergrad Q. So I'll give you that. A little bit of difference, not much, but little. But I'm a little concerned that the talk 1 to 2 times, that does make me feel like Mo is right. Like he was just trying to keep touching, keep reaching out, and then started talking more after the dissertation was finalized, not because he was super into the long distance relationship, but maybe more because he knew his trip was coming soon and I got to really lock this in.
Especially when it gets closer to the trip.
Right.
Continue.
Okay. She says again, we both were fine with a long distance situation. He was respectful, empathetic, supportive, and an all around good dude. All right. All right. So once he completed the dissertation in October, we began commuting daily. By November, he planned to meet me here in Atlanta. We wanted to see if there was a connection to possibly start a relationship. He booked a hotel on the other side of town and offered that I stay with him during his visit.
Okay.
All right. I want to pause there. Do you think that I'm going to say what I think, and then you chime in.
Okay.
I think it's cool that he got a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any reason that Mally should have agreed to stay with him during his visit. Like, we're talking on the phone and a person is able to put up a facade on the phone for, really easily, right? And you really have only talked for a month daily. Not like a 6-month period, because before you guys were only talking a couple of times, call or text. So he locks it in during October and then says she come and stay with him, because we know realistically as grown people, if he says I'm going to get a hotel and you come stay with me, that means that y'all are knocking boots, right? The smushing is happening. Now, if that's the case, and you trust him enough to go to his hotel and stay, he could have just came to your house. I mean, I don't condone either one of them, but I'm not giving him points for saying you come and stay with me. No, like, date, you still have to make a man court you, even if he's long distance. You can't just get a pass to get to hit the skins the first time we get together. No. If he gets a hotel in Atlanta, then he can stay at his hotel. And I'll be honest with you. Maybe you say, I'm going to see how this goes. Maybe you're a person that feels like, I don't have a problem, with intimacy if I like him, but give yourself some space to make sure you like him and allow him to court you. So you have a house here. Why are you staying at his hotel with him? No, make him court you. No, yeah, you don't just get guaranteed to get to hit the first night. And even if you're not going to do it, if you tell a man that you're going to stay with him in his hotel, he's assuming he's going to get some, as he should. Mo?
there's several reasons why that could have been. My first thing that comes up is that maybe she has children.
Okay.
She's married and divorced, and you don't want to, the chances of you going over there or staying the night over there at least is slim because of the kids, right? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. So you extend the invitation to your place. And then depending on the hotel, it might be a staycation for her. So you leave that invite.
But are you cool with her being okay with letting him hit when the first time he comes here and they spend time together?
Well, two grown people do it. I've been this. That's the whole point of talking. Like in between the time you met her and the time she comes is to already get familiar and comfortable. The fellas know what I'm talking about. The women like, I feel like we've known each other for a long time. It's so comfortable talking. You know what I'm saying? So, a couple video chats, and she feel like she know you and she's comfortable. So, it is what it is. But, hey, what two grown people do is what two grown people do. She was married and divorced, so she know the drill. I just think that, you can excuse yourself and leave at whatever hour that you want. The man comes. But I think him extending the invitation, it's not really any harm in the invitation. Staying is else, but just to extend that to her, I don't think that's such a bad thing. Actually, I think that's more of a gentleman thing to assume that you're going to go into this woman's space.
No, I don't think she should. But this is my thing. Like today, and this is just my PSA.
Gotcha.
In today's climate, you don't know people. A person can seem very nice.
Right.
You go to their hotel and you're there with just him and you. You could end up with someone that's physically harming you. Like you just got to be very careful before you really get to know somebody. And talking to them for a month does not mean that you know them. So I would just be a little bit hesitant. Yes, I definitely would never have someone come to my house, but I'm just saying the same danger that you could put yourself in having someone come to your house is the same danger that you could be in if you go to a hotel with them prepared to stay and you don't really know them.
Well, it's a lot easier to leave than it is to put somebody out.
That's true. I hope she was packing a piece. I'm just saying, y'all, that's scary. Like I remember going on dates with guys that you meet online. You got to be careful. You got to be careful as men and women, because women will meet up with a guy and he'll end up getting robbed.
Oh,
and women will go someplace and next thing you know, the person's, being physically abusive with you or whatever. So just be careful about going and putting yourself in a position where you're at someone's mercy on their turf. And his hotel is his turf. But I get it. And if she was talking to him, she probably felt comfortable. So so anyway, he booked a hotel. And I do know if I didn't bring anyone around my kids. So I'm definitely understand you don't ever have anybody come to your house. But I'm just saying that it can be equally dangerous going to a hotel and staying. All right. Okay. So after they made the plans, she says, well, all was well until we met. I met him outside of the hotel as he unpacked his car.
Mm-hmm.
When he greeted me with a hug, I thought I was going to pass out. He smelled like straight booty. I was so confused. I was telling myself, no, give him a chance. He will shower when we get upstairs. So I thought once he put his stuff down, he was ready to go. I politely suggested we had time for him to shower. I politely suggested that we had time for him to shower and get dressed for the date. By this point, I was completely turned off. I tried to keep a straight face in order to continue the date. Unfortunately, after he showered and changed, he still reeked from this odor. By the way, he didn't have any cologne or old school scented oil or anything to make him smell good. Finally, I figured out the smell was from him smoking black and mild cigars. I have never smelled such a rank cigar. I'm not a smoker, but I can tolerate regular mild cigars and even weed smoke.
Oh.
That's crazy. If it's worse, he must have.
Black and mild smell like booty.
That's why I didn't. I didn't. When she said booty, I thought
a bunch of stuff.
you know that Mo has this word that he says padusi.
Dussy. They know what it means.
Explain to the people that may not know what it is.
It's a combination of behind,
Badusi, yes.
vagina, and I guess balls.
All right. I thought it was that. I thought he had not washed himself properly.
He didn't
say booty.
Freshen up, nothing.
The front and the back. Thank you, Black Butterfly. That's a good way to put it.
There you go.
The front and the back. All right. So she said it was the black and mild. So she says, long story short, my demeanor changed during the date, and he noticed. We had a good time on the date as we went to a poetry event. By the time we got back to the room, he asked me if he did something wrong. I felt so bad that I was about to hurt his feelings. I told him that the black and mild odor was in his locks and in his jacket. I said that I didn't realize how strong the cigar was, and it totally took me by surprise. He said his feelings were hurt, and he couldn't believe I would let smoking the black and milds be a deal breaker for me. I told him it wasn't a deal breaker if he would consider quitting, but I would never ask him to make a lifestyle change for someone who isn't your girlfriend. After a long discussion, we went to bed. See, that's all.
Hold up. Wait, there's a part missing. Oh.
What?
There is a part. It's a section missing. Hold up.
What's missing?
You went from you had a discussion till you went to bed. You had a discussion about the odor. He felt the way, and you guys wind up in bed.
But that's because, like I said earlier, she made plans before she had the information. She made plans to stay with this man, and she had not really spent any time with him. That's my point. So
U-turn?
She could have picked a U-turn, but she didn't. She didn't, because she had already planned to stay there. Because after we talked, after a long discussion, we went to bed. All right. No, I hate if you do that. All right. After a long discussion, we went to bed. He tried me during the night, and I nicely declined as having sex was not on my mind. See, okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies, if you're not planning to be intimate with a man, and Mo, you can tell me if I'm wrong, then don't be spending the night with him. No spend the night bags unless you're planning to put out. And it's okay if you're going to put out, but I'm just saying, for me as a grown woman, I'm grown at this point in my life. I don't have slumber parties with adults. If I go out of town with a man and we are sleeping in the same room, then we're going to have sex. Sorry. We're going to be intimate. I don't want to get YouTube to hit me. I'm not going to do that. I'm not, because men will try to, well, we don't have to do nothing. Yeah, I don't want to play the no stop don't game. I'm going to say it. I'm going to do it. If I'm sleeping in the bed with a member of the opposite sex, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And it's already being assumed that I am. So I'm saying, are men looking to spend the night with women and not be intimate?
No, depends. Like, I know, let's say if it's a weekend situation, right?
Okay.
Friday, you leave Sunday or Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the first night you see what I'm saying? Maybe the first night is to go. A man might not try. I've had several situations where if I know it's over a few days, I might not go the first night. 9 times out of 10, I won't unless she do, because I know that's what she's expecting me to do. You see what I'm saying? So you just play it cool. But it depends on each individual. Like me, myself, I sleep nude. So we can't sleep in the bed because I sleep nude. Unless we're gonna be, you see what I'm saying? That kind of thing.
I've said, I will be honest. When I was younger, I had these situations. I just want to cuddle with him. I like him. And maybe won't do anything. Girl, no. Men, a naked man, a man in boxers, a man in briefs, a man with a penis is going to want to.
And I think they know. I think a lot of times I felt like, as a man, the red light, green light game was a game because they didn't want to seem easy. So in the beginning, they wanted to give me a hard time to make it look like they didn't give it up.
That's my point. Is we just stop playing it at this grown age. Anybody over 30.
I'm not playing red light, green light.
I call it no, stop, don't. Because what it is you kiss for a little while and then you say stop. And then he doesn't stop, or his arm goes and he turns into an octopus. You catch one hand, there's another one. You catch that one, he grows. And I don't, either I'm just going to do it or I'm going to go home where I can have peace. Take my rose out and do what I need to do. I'm not going to be in there with him continuing to make advances and me turning them down and him getting mad. And it's also it's just not smart. All right. So she says he did try her during the night.
As he was, for the most part.
As he was, I mean, I told a friend of mine when she said, well, she got drunk and she laid down in the guy's bed. And then when he came and got into bed later that night, he tried her. I was like, that's what he was supposed to do. When you laid in that man's bed, you told him that it was okay for him to try.
That part.
All right. Just stop me if I'm wrong. Okay. Y'all stop me if I'm wrong. This is a dating disaster. Hey,
we're grown, man. Like, keep it real, y'all.
Yeah. We just, people just don't, adults don't have sleepovers. If you sleep over, there's a possibility you could wake up with a penis inserted in your vagina.
Or somewhere else, but yes.
Indeed. Okay. So she declined.
Okay.
In the morning, he woke up at 6 a.m. and proceeded to get dressed.
Mm-hmm.
He packed his clothes and loaded his car.
Mm-hmm.
Please keep in mind, I was still in bed trying to sleep. When I realized this dude was leaving me behind, I was so disoriented and frustrated at the crack of dawn. He told me he would meet me on my side of town in a couple of hours for brunch after he visited a frat. Well, that was the last time I saw him. A couple hours later, I texted him to see where he was, and he was having brunch in Buckhead with his frat. That's my story. I'm in my late 40s. I didn't have to explain to a 40-year-old man about the odor on his body and in his clothes. I had high expectations for a potential relationship and was so disappointed by the entire experience.
So this whole time they were talking, usually people get on, do you smoke? I don't smoke. Do you? Usually that comes up. Right?
Well, she said that she could deal with mild cigar. It sounded like she had never encountered that. And then also she mentioned that he had locks. And when you smoke, it can get in your hair. And men that have locks, or even women, whenever I go to a cigar bar, my hair gets, it holds the smell.
No, and Black and Mild's a different type of odor. I can't lie.
It is. I don't deal with guys that smoke at all. It's just not my thing. I don't want no weed smoke. I don't want no cigar smoke. But I will be honest, my husband smoked when we first met. He smoked. He gonna have to get off the vape. He smokes a vape now, but he smoked cigarettes. And I told him, I liked him a lot at this point, but I told him, I said, I'm not into the cigarette smoke. And he told me he would stop. And he actually did. I probably caught him one or two times with cigarettes and threw him out. But he actually did really make that change. But I think in this situation, there's a couple of things that stand out to me. Number one, this is my opinion, and Mo will have his. When you tell a man something that you don't like that, first of all, you're in a situation where he's going to feel rejected because you guys have already agreed to stay together. That to me should not have been. I think that was the biggest mistake, because of course, if you're staying with him, sleeping in the bed with somebody that just told you that they don't like how you smell, even if he did try to get some, of course he got up and left in the morning, his feelings were hurt, right? and he obviously has different hygiene. You know, his hygiene is priorities are different, because you said when he got there, he stunk and he was ready to go on the date. And they went to a poetry reading. That is definitely not some place that it'd be different if they were going like hiking or something, but he stunk and he was ready to go to a poetry reading. So
incense in those places. He probably thought this was going to cover it up.
I don't think he was thinking about that, Mo. I think he just don't really take a bath a lot. I'm just saying.
Did he take a bath before he got into bed?
We don't know that.
And put that in the chat if you're still around, isn't it?
Yeah, let us know. Did he take another bath? Did he take a shower? Because especially after you talked to him about it. But she says when he got there, he drove. So obviously he drove. She said he was nose blind. He drove and then he unpacked. Usually when people drive, they want to take a shower and put something else on. But the fact that he was ready to go, either he was super, super excited about her and just didn't think about it, or he's really, showering is not necessarily a priority. Showering and getting fresh is not a priority.
Yeah, he ain't even hit the hot spots.
Not the whole bath. But I would think even if you're going out, because he sounds like a very intelligent brother, if you're going out to a poetry, you would think he would want to get fresh. Like, put something nice clothes on.
That's not his thing.
That's not his thing. And that's another thing. That's why you date before you spend the night, so that you know all these things before it becomes, because really, I think, Molly, if you just told him when you come to Atlanta, because he obviously has, he's a Q coming to Atlanta, he got other people here. You don't have to feel burdened with him, with his visit. He could come take you out for dinner and then go do his thing. If you guys had just agreed to go to dinner and take it a little bit slower, you could have went to dinner, realized that you didn't like the smell, had a conversation or not, and then went back to your house and not dealt with the drama. But because you guys had moved too fast, in my opinion, then now you go to bed with somebody that you don't like how they smell. He don't like the fact that you told him that, you know what I mean? And then he gets up early and leaves you there. Like, you could have been at your house. You could have been at your house.
Now, that's true. I will also say this on both sides. Like, I'll start with the guys first. Don't be so eager to like get her to commit to staying the night, right? Because, be cool about it, because a lot of times you never know. Like, just like he pulled up and she was disappointed, it could have been the other way around. Pulled up and she had to change. Oh, I'm not going to do this, but your energy, your vibe, your aura made her want to stay the night.
Yeah.
Like, so you leave the door open. I would say to both sides. I mean, on the woman's side, don't commit. But to the brothers, like, you never know. Things do change. You might look better in person than you do with your profile, your aura. You might come off taller than you do. Whatever it is that she's into, it might, you know what I'm saying? So if she says, don't feel disappointed if she says, no, I think I'll just stay in my place. Trust me, I've seen things change. I had a woman come in and she never stayed at the hotel. She went back, got her clothes at the hotel, and stayed the rest of that's a whole nother thing. But so you never know. You never know. So
I actually like it better that way, because you just never know. This is a good example, a good cautionary tale. Like, I would rather not plan to stay the night, and then you guys go out to the comedy show, have a good time. He's smelling right, you looking right, everybody is comfortable, and then you decide, I'll stay over. Because usually a man is not going to be like, no, I don't want the company. That's not going to happen. And if it does, he probably got somebody else coming over there anyway.
That's a fact.
So I would just say, moving forward, I would not suggest making plans to spend the night with somebody until you've spent a few more dates with them and realize that this is all that you like. Now, let's talk about the idea of the smoking, because when she said he smelled like booty, I thought he smelled like booty, like actual ass.
That's what I was trying to say.
But if he smelled like Black and Miles, there are some women, especially in this city, that probably wouldn't mind that smell. It's not me and probably most of the chat here, but there are some other women that would not. So what do you think? How do you think a woman should handle it if she has a complaint like that, so that you don't alienate the man? You know, because if you, I'm sure she didn't say this, but in the note to me, she said, well, I shouldn't have to tell a 40-something-year-old man this. But if she said that to him, oh, she says the Black and Mild smell like ass. Jesus, what Black and Milds are these?
Did it smell like man ass or lady ass? I'm just
Is
kidding.
there a difference?
That's a great question.
I don't know if there's a difference.
I never smelled man ass before, so I don't.
I mean, most men that have been spent any time in the locker room have, but
I mean, I smell. You know,
oh, Tracy Cherie says Black and Milds do smell like ass if you keep the butts. Are you being funny or not? Ass like the song. Wow, that is wild. That is wild. If that, wow. So maybe that is a deal breaker. Like, because I know Black and Milds are very popular. I'm not into that, but what? Okay, Mo, how should a woman say something like that if she doesn't want to hurt the man's feelings, but that's just not her vibe?
This is a grown man who's a Q of all things. You're not hurting this man. That's a line.
Yeah,
that's a line.
Well, maybe not hurt his feelings, but piss him off. Like, I don't want to say something like that on the phone. I don't want to be in front of you because you don't know what the person's gonna do.
It didn't piss him off enough for him not to try. Like, that's all to get.
You just told us earlier that you still would have tried a girl that had the runs, Mo. Y'all would still try, period.
Oh, first of all, we cleaned her up. You keep making it look like we cleaned her up and you said she was sober afterwards. Let's be clear.
I'm just saying, once I've seen you have the runs, I don't know.
We've all been there.
Yes, but not on a date.
Hey, man, things happen.
Yeah, I'm just saying, men will try at any point. At any point.
Yeah.
So the fact that he still tried to do that doesn't mean anything.
And all that to me was BS. You know, it didn't hurt that he still tried. Like, come on, brother. Come on. I didn't go for that.
But I mean, I think that's just, like I said, men are going to always try.
Yeah.
But I think he was going to hold that against her. Period.
Do I still think there's a way, even before you even know he hurt his feelings, you could be like, you might know it's him, but you just say, what is that smell? And then y'all both go looking for it, but you know where it's at. But you want him to be like, oh, damn, maybe it's me. He'd be like,
he ain't gonna smell it. He ain't gonna know what she talking about.
But then but you get him looking around because you just showed up. Maybe you're all perfumey, and then he's like looking like he pack of cigarettes. Like, what is it like he looking for? And then and then you kind of lead into it like it's him. Did you do? You see what I'm saying? You just don't come straight out.
Yeah.
Hey,
you there said Q's usually smell like liquor and do.
See?
And do. But obviously, I think different people are different. This man is obviously well educated, working on a PhD. You would not expect him going to a poetry reading. You just wouldn't. You would expect him to have better hygiene, behavior.
He might have been not using the non-aluminum deodorant.
That is well, but it's not the deodorant, it's the Black and Milds.
Black and Mild. But that they're immune to it if they smoke it a lot.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. Like, he can't smell it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to get through his dissertation with the Black and Milds. I think if they went on a date, but they didn't spend the night, she could have had the conversation. I think she could have approached it differently, because if we go on a date and I don't like it and I leave, I could leave. I'm not upset. And then the next, if we talk on the phone, I can share that in a more conversational way. But when you spend the night with somebody, it's in you don't want him to touch you. You don't really want to be, he's giving you the ick.
You send mixed signals, and maybe she already paid for the babysitter, so she just wanted to just ride it out.
I'm gonna tell you something. If you smell like ass, I'm going home.
That's the thing. You should
go home.
You know,
screw you. I'm going home. In
You
the
can,
words of Cartman on South Park, I'm going home. I am not laying in the bed with somebody that smells like ass.
you can shame somebody indirectly.
Yeah, I agree. But I also would say to Mally, maybe smoking is a deal breaker for you.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, Danny, she said that he was in North Carolina and he came to Atlanta. So we don't know where. We probably went to school somewhere in North Carolina.
So
Just
let's.
drove down.
How long is that ride from Atlanta to
North Carolina? Well, one of my girlfriends stays in North Carolina, and it took me about 5 hours to get to her, 4 or 5 hours. So that's after a 4 or 5 hour drive, sir. You need to take a shower and get fresh.
right? And if you're always smoking in the car, your car probably smell like it. Don't smell like it to you. That's all the smokers out there. You might not
I
smell.
need to do some research because I did not know Black and Mild smell like ass. Oh, it was a 6 hour drive. That's even worse. Who is ready to go after a 6 hour drive?
I'm saying, dog, at 6 hours, I'm pretty sure your joint was sticking to your leg and all kind of stuff. Listen, man, freshen up.
Freshen up, sir. Now, with locks, he may not have been able to get the smell out of his locks because it ain't coming. If he got a hot box, the smell ain't coming out the locks unless he gets to wash it and a retie.
That's a fact. So if a woman is driving 6 hours, she's going to freshen up, right?
Heck yeah.
Right.
Anybody who's in the car 6 hours needs to freshen up.
Exactly. Because you've been sitting on that thing for 6 hours in the car. Come on now.
Yeah. And your clothes, like your clothes aren't fresh. Like
6 hours is the part-time job, and even they give you a little break.
yeah, I don't like it. I mean, God bless him. He just needs to be with a oh my God, Patrice. Patrice.
What you say?
Patrice says, I married a man who was not circumcised. He always took showers before the deed when we were dating. After marriage, he stopped showering before sex. I puked on him due to the putrid smell going down.
I've heard this before.
Really?
I've heard this before.
With the turtleneck?
With the turtleneck. I heard this before.
That the person puked on him?
Not that, but it was a
I haven't used the word puked ever. I've always said throw up, but I do know puked is a funny word.
You have to be very detailed with your Johnson if you got one of those.
Ugh. I've never encountered one. The schmegma, C-dub.
But anytime a woman told me she gave all to one of them, I never look at her the same. Never look at her the same.
Yikes.
Get your boys circumcised, ladies.
So Patrice, I have questions. What did you do with them? I mean, if you threw up on him, what was the conversation after that? I need a part 2 to this comment. I need a part 2. Was he upset? What did he say? Did you explain to him, you made me throw up on you? Now, I will say this. Any woman who says they have not went down for a little oral pleasure and smelled a small hint of urine.
Let me say this.
I'm not being honest, because there's a little hint off. I mean, just saying, even if you took a shower, but you went to the bathroom.
Please, any woman that know me, that's ever been with me intimate, please get in these comments, because I'm very detailed man.
I think everybody should be detailed when it comes to that. But I'm just saying that but for a person to be at the point that it causes them to throw up, it had to be very, very disgusting. She said putrid. Putrid is the word she used. That's wild. That makes it feel like there's been some smegma buildup.
Well, now they got the joints. They got the drawers with the ball pockets.
What?
They have drawers that there's a pocket for that area, for the sack.
Do they?
They separate from everything. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you got the Johnson up top.
So
And
there's no skin. Anytime two skins touch it, you gotta give that area special care.
I agree. I mean, with us is even worse because it's a moist area.
Yeah, and y'all can smell out the clothes. That's the crazy part. You can smell through jeans. Ask me how I know.
Oh my God. Miss Pretty Amazing said my ex-boyfriend smelled like seasoned rib tips down there a couple times. Seasoned rib tips? A seasoned rib tip smells good. What is that? What's going on? What is happening? I need Patrice to give us the part 2 before we get out of here, because I need to understand what did happen after you threw up. What happened then?
Yeah.
What would you do if a woman threw up?
How did the rest of that evening go?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would have been so angry with him for upsetting my stomach.
And then you should have been embarrassed. His joint should have went down. Like,
Well,
how?
first of all, you shouldn't even. Okay, here she gave us a part 2. She said he was embarrassed. I yelled at him saying he should have taken a bath. He's a truck driver and had gotten home from a trip. I thought he took a bath. We did not have sex for months. Oh no, poor Patrice's husband. He should have taken a bath, a bath, not a shower, a bath.
Come on, fellas, we got to do better. Come on, fellas.
That's his heart.
Come on, fellas.
But see, I thought I would definitely have yelled because I'd have been furious. But you smelled that you were thinking you were just gonna make it a sexy night. Bless your heart. That is traumatic. Bless his heart. I feel bad for Patrice's husband.
No.
Well, I'm just saying he was wrong. He was wrong, but I mean, imagine if those girls that you went down on, you were thrown up there.
Listen, I'll make no excuses for grown people. Wash your ass.
That's true. Truck driver was sitting on it. I didn't give it up and he didn't ask. I bet he didn't. He probably wanted to forget about it. Jesus. I know. I thought ribs was good. I thought seasoned rib tips was a good thing. I don't know if Miss Pretty Amazing is a vegan, but I like the smell of a seasoned rib tip. They got showers in the rest stops. Those showers don't count. I don't think you're able to get a good, thorough shower at a rest stop. No.
And if you've been driving the truck, you definitely need a good scrubbing.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably hit the pits in the place, but you cannot get a good, thorough cleaning one where you get in there and scrub the legs and get in there. You can't do that at a truck stop. That's for the pits in the place. No, it's like a whole bath.
Right. You can't be taking whole baths in a damn,
Truck stop is not for a thorough cleaning.
Yeah, you got to get to it when you get home. And that's your lady. You will want to be presentable for your lady, right?
As a man as well, because the buddies that accompany the Johnson can often be very, those can be a little sweaty and heady. You want the baby powder, you take care of them.
Fellas, they make deodorants just for that.
And you also want to keep them hair free.
That's another. Hey, fellas, man, like you take some tips in grooming. Hair attracts odor. Let's be clear.
It does. It does. Yeah, a whole bath is better than no bath, but I'm just saying, like, that's not enough. That's not enough. Even after 6 hours, you need to immerse your body in water.
Whole baths is to get them off of you. When you get home, it's to get you off of them.
Lord Jesus, these were interesting. This was interesting because okay, baby powder causes cancer. That is true to you. I forgot about that because I know for women that has caused ovarian cancer for women. I definitely, you guys know I'm a survivor, but I mean, do something to them.
The thing called that you can use, and this for men, and this for that area specifically. You can go on Amazon to get it. Deodorant for balls. They got it. Trust me. Take care of yourself, fellas. Don't be. It's bad, man. Like seriously, I've been hearing this stuff, and I be like, what are these dudes doing? Don't feel feminine because you want to be clean. Be clean.
She said clean between the flap. It's for health reasons too. I you know, Patrice, are you still married to him? Because he can't help it if his mother didn't have him circumcised. He can't help that, you know.
Hey,
Um,
somebody that got it when they were 22.
they got circumcised.
22, because the woman wouldn't want to. He got tired. In 20,
Hold on, I'm gonna pull out some information because I need to know. Patrice, are you still married? Come on in here, Patrice. Let us know. We have one more. I got one more question. She's divorced. Well, damn. Well, damn.
hope it wasn't because of that.
I'm sure it wasn't because of that. Mm, That I'm sure she didn't date no more elephant trunks.
Hygiene, fellas, especially if you got one of them joints.
But okay, let me ask you guys this. Okay. I found, just for any of our listeners that may have a turtleneck or a elephant trunk. So schmegma is a real thing. It says schmegma is a natural substance that can build up under the foreskin and look like a thick whitish discharge.
Woo.
It's made up of dead skin cells and oily secretions. If too much smegma builds up, it can cause an unpleasant smell and make it hard to pull the foreskin back. It can also encourage bacteria growth, which can lead to infection.
Oh, Lord.
I thought smegma was just a funny word. I didn't know it was real. Jesus Christ. Okay, so to wash one, use mild soap and warm water. Gently wash the area under the foreskin with mild soap and warm water. Avoid harsh scrubbing, as it can irritate the skin. If the foreskin is hardened, don't force it back, as this can cause pain and tear the skin.
Ooh.
Put it back. Always put the foreskin back to its normal position. I'm like, after washing or any other time, put it back. And then teach your child to clean under the foreskin once a week during bathing. And then by age 6 at puberty, teach them to clean it as a part of their daily hygiene. Yikes.
Fellas, if you got a son and he do that, man, stay on top of that, man.
Put it back. I did not know that you can't pull it back if it's hot. Wow. Okay.
It's a lot of work.
Oh, Hendrix says Hendrix doesn't need to hear this horrible conversation. Hendrix is the baby, is our beautiful baby, and we do not need him to hear this horrible conversation. I will say that everybody should make sure that their hygiene is on point. But back to Mally's situation with the gentleman with the locks. I know there are people here in the chat that have locks, and I'm actually getting sister locks in like a month. Does anyone have any suggestions for how to clean that? Because I don't know, if you have smoke, if you're around smoke, how do you clean your locks? Because locks you're not supposed to wash them the way that you wash as often as you wash your hair. I'm a person that likes to wash my hair a lot. So that's going to be difficult for me. But I would love to see if there's someone that does have locks in our chat that could share. Actually, Molly has locks. What would you do to clean the locks if you've been clarifying shampoo? So every time you go to a cigar bar, because every time I go to a cigar, that's why I don't like going to cigar bars, because whenever I go to a cigar bar, my hair gets that smell in it. And so Molly, what do you do with your micro locks if you go out and you are around smoke to get that smell out of your locks?
I know one thing you could do.
What?
You got to wrap your hair up, but put a dryer sheet in a bonnet in your head. When you put your hair, put a dryer sheet, I promise you, in your bonnet, and it'll be out in the morning.
Okay. Sister Locks allows us to wash whenever. Good, because I like to wash my hair. I wash it a lot. I have Sister Locks. Once you're mature, you can wash them every week. Okay, great. So I'm good. I was worried about myself. I was like, hold on, forget this gentleman with the booty smell. What about me? What about me? What about me? All right. Well, this has been interesting. Mo, do you have any suggestions for our friend Molly? Because she said she's in her late 40s and she's discouraged after running into a 40-year-old that didn't understand the need to wash himself.
It just wasn't for you. It happens. The key to anything is just never give up.
That's true.
Open, never give up. It'll be all right. Put yourself in the position, but ask. Now you know a couple more questions you need to ask in your repertoire of questions.
Mm-hmm. And I would not suggest spend the night plans.
Oh,
so you had a couple of dates, and
you
know what you're getting into.
But plan to go home and play it by ear if the date is going well. But initially, plan to go home and let him know you're going home. So he's clear, you're clear, and that kind of thing. So
yeah. And then if you have a great date and you want to spend the night, that's fine. Do it. You know what I mean? But just don't make the plan. Don't lock yourself into something, that you're not, that you don't know what it is. Because my concern would be, a bad smell is something that you can get away from, but you go and somebody has, I remember, I think I told you guys this story. This guy had me come to his, he stayed in a hotel that has apartments. There's 12. And he invited me over there for dinner. And one of my guy friends yelled at me so bad. He was like, don't you ever go to no dude. Because I was clowning the dude because the place was obviously not his. It was one of the apartments that they showed to lease, right? And so I was like, this ain't your apartment, da, 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 da. And he was like, Christal, why would you, first of all, the fact that you went there and didn't tell any of us, so we did not know, it's something that guy could have got mad at you talking crazy to him and could have knocked you out. And so that's not safe. And I didn't think about that. So when you are going to visit somebody and you're having this conversation about the fact that you don't like how he smells, that dude could have flipped. He could have flipped and knocked you out. Like and one of my guy friends was like, don't you ever do that, because you don't know that person's temperament. And a lot of times a person's reaction to being rejected can, just like Ms. Pretty Amazing said earlier, they rejected a guy at a club and they threw a champagne bottle at him. You just never know how someone's going to take rejection or even your constructive criticism. So until you get to know them a little better, be safe, because we don't want any of our XO family to end up, in situations. And unfortunately, that's something that we all have to be aware of. As dating can be dangerous, It can be dangerous. So the smell we can get past. If he don't like how you smell, you can go on to your house, leave him alone. God bless him. Somebody will be with a stinky PhD, somebody that likes to smoke Black and Miles will be with him. But if you went there and he hurt you or did something else to you, that could have been more dangerous. So, and I think a lot of times women, we feel like if a man is educated or if he is well-spoken, then you assume that he's safe. And that's not the truth.
That's definitely more times than not. You'd be surprised, man. You hear some of these stories, and man, that's a great point to make. I like that.
Yeah, we assume things about people, just like Moe. I'll tell this one story before we leave. Moe assumed that a girl, because she was not curvy, that she was a wholesome woman, and boy, did he learn the opposite. Oh yeah,
a win is a win, y'all. Just so you know.
The point is, you assume that girl was the wholesome girl because she didn't have any curves. And me as a curvy person took offense. And then when this girl with no curves, built like a pencil, ended up being the biggest loose woman ever, he was shocked. And I laughed.
It moved for the win. I just moved it. I switched it to another lane, and we've talked about this woman. This is the hot butter sliding down toast. We're not gonna get into what that means, but yeah.
No, you gotta tell the people what that means.
I'm not doing that.
You got to tell them, or I'm gonna tell them.
You can tell them. I'm not saying nothing.
You guys, so we will end on this because it is the new year. Yes, Moe thought that we were out, and now he's talking. Moe is an artist at this time. I'm his publicist. Now he knows that he has. I have a lot of cookies and cakes. I got hips and breasts and thighs and all that stuff, right, in the butt. He says this other girl is there, and she's stacked up, and he's like, she probably is like. He was like, she's probably a loose woman. And I was like, why are you? Judging her based on the fact that she's built like that. That's not cool. So it was another girl that was like built like this, maybe even built like this. And she had a pretty face. And he was like, That's the one that I want because she looks like a wholesome girl. So he picks that one. He turns down the one that had the curves, and he picks the one that's like this. And at that point, I'm taking it personal because I feel like you are assuming that those of us that have curves are loose women, and we're not.
I don't recall that part of it.
I do, because I remember, I will never forget this. So he picks that girl. That girl ends up coming to his house and having, no, it's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying we shouldn't make assumptions. You could be built like this or built like this. It doesn't matter. You could be a loose woman or a, there's no look. You can't, there's no rhyme or reason. So the girl that was built like the pencil, she ended up bringing another girl over and having a threesome. Size has nothing to do with promiscuity, but Mo assumed that because the girl was not curvy, that she was not a loose woman. Then she, I guess, removed her shirt, as they were doing what they were doing. And he remarked that her girls, they look like they were not augmented. It looked like a hot butter sliding down a piece of toast.
The hot butter would be referring to the nipple. I've never seen a saggy nipple before. That kind of threw me off. But hey, it happens. You
still finished the deal.
Oh, absolutely.
Several times, yes. No, this was not the stud of trois story. This is another story where he said the girl's nipples look like hot butter sliding down a piece of toast. But him and the girl, Hey You There, says she might have been a mom. Probably. Possibly. But point is, she came over for a unsolicited threesome. So that it should have taught Mo not to assume.
It's like 07, y'all. So I just want y'all to be clear. It's like 06, 07. Just be clear.
It was. But in the same token, like, women can assume that, if a person wears a big shoe.
Or the PhD guy was clean.
Yeah. But really about that big shoe, ladies. Okay. Just know, not so. Shoes are not indicative of manhood in any sense of the word. Just saying. Just putting it out there. Don't get tricked. Don't get tricked by big hands and big feet. Don't do it. Don't get tricked by a man that speaks really proper. We have a friend that he talks so proper. He's a little squat looking, person you would not think would be a dog. And I was like, oh, he's a nice guy because he's unassuming, non-threatening. They are the same as the 6'3" broad-shouldered guy, just without the perks. No perks. Okay. I'm just saying. Not that there's anything wrong with a 5'9" squat. Just find whatever you like. But I'm just saying, don't make assumptions based on how a person looks.
That's a fact.
A person can be built like delicious and not be.
And not be.
What?
And not be delicious.
Facts. And a person can be built like 50 Cent and not have anything to offer.
There you go.
It's all good. All right. So we'll be back. Now, you guys got to tune in on Friday because there have been so many developments.
We got a lot going on Friday, y'all.
There have been so many developments in Love and Marriage Huntsville. I almost was tempted to bring it to Wednesday, but I was like, no, we got to keep it Dating Disasters. Love and Marriage Huntsville, Martell and Coleslaw have been putting out information throughout social media. Martell has been going at them in the stories, and we're just going to have to break this all down. So you guys tune in Friday because we want to talk about after the conversation with Marceau's alleged mistress. Martell has been revealing some information supposedly about a man that Letitia was intimate with, and is supposedly one of his friends, and he has been posting his quote unquote receipts. So we're going to get into it. Also, there's been new developments in the Trish and Ken saga, and which also involves Martell.
Right.
And we do have updates on Sonny and Moses.
And we still have part 2 of Bell Collective Reunion.
We still have part 2 with the guys. We have part 2 of Bell Collective Reunion with the gentlemen. Remember, we're going to do the fashion.
Or lack of.
Or whatever, however you see it. However you see it. So it's going to be a fun show. Are we doing pajamas? Will you do pajamas on Friday all the time, right?
Yes, I do.
All right, I'll do pajama. Let's do pajamas again for the reunion because I think that we need to. And we had drinks last time, but we didn't have a drinking game. Ready to Love comes back the first week of February, and Mo and I have an announcement that we're going to be making about that as well.
Can y'all tell us in the chat if y'all come back and y'all rewatching this, how do y'all feel about the intro? If y'all like the intro, we start off. We got a new intro. Christal.
Yeah. We have a new intro. Let us know what you think of. You know what? Let's just play it. Let's just play it here for those that didn't see. For those of you that did not see it, it'll play. This is our new intro for this new season of Dating Diaries. So check this out and then let us know. Deal breakers, dilemmas, and disasters.
Love it.
You guys, let us know if you like it. Let us know in the chat, in your comments, and especially if you guys are watching this on the replay, let us know if you like the intro that is going to that is for our new season of Dating Diaries. Also, these will be chronicled, so we'll have the date. So if you ever want to go back and not, Jalal says, sadly, no. Well, damn. Okay. You can't please everybody. It's okay. It's all right.
Just so you know, we're not changing it.
We can't please everybody. Just tune in after the intro, Jala. It's okay. It's okay if you don't like it. We still love you and want you to watch. Just tune out the first 15 seconds and you Jayla. Okay, well, just tune out the first 15 seconds, Jayla, and come right back. It's okay. You don't have to look at it. Don't let it worry you. Okay. Again, thank you, Molly, so much for sending in your dating disaster. We hope that you appreciated the commentary, but most importantly, keep us posted on your dating journey because we wish you well. You're a beautiful woman. I'm sure that your prince is on his way, but keep us posted. And you guys, please take a note from Molly's book and send us if you have a dating disaster, dilemma, or deal breaker you want us to talk about next week. Go ahead and send it in. I am trying to get you guys. My bonus daughter and her husband are the cutest couple ever, and they're young. They're like 25 and 27, and I've asked them to come and join us next week just so that you guys can get the perspective of a young couple, a young married couple, because a lot of times it can be discouraging because it doesn't seem like there are a lot of people that Black love is thriving, specifically in young people. So I want them to, hopefully they'll come on and can be an encouragement to, young people that are out there and want God to send them their person. Because I don't really co-sign many relationships, but they are so, you can tell that God really put them together, and they are so adorable. So I hope I get a chance to introduce them to you guys.
Good for them.
Yeah, and we're still looking. If you know anyone that we can hook Mo up with, let me know. Okay, that's my work.
We'll see.
My work is to let's get somebody back in here. We were so close. But I'm glad that didn't work out because that was not the right place to be. But yeah, Mo is back on the market, ladies. So tell your friends. Keep the faith. Try it one more time.
There you go.
And it's going to be good. So we'll see you guys on Friday.
Howdy, y'all.
Happy New Year. Remember, you can make the choice to make this your best year yet. It's all in it's all within your grasp. You have the ability. My son had a car accident today, but I said, this is going to be a good day. My son is safe. you are in control of your future and your outcome. You just have to trust God and move forward, and everything will work out. So remember that as we go into 2025. If you do have resolutions, just take it day by day. Take it day by day. Give yourself grace. All right. We love you guys for watching. We will see you right back here on Friday at 10 o'clock. All right. Bye.
Stay safe, y'all.